Hello, class. Good to see you again. I know it's been a while. I'm really sorry. I was busy moving to a new house, so I couldn't record. Well, you know the drill. This is part 7B workbook. Ideal home. Part 1 grammar. Second, conditional. Do you remember? Let's test it. You need to match the sentence halves. All right. For example, the first one is done. If we had the time, we would do the housework ourselves. All right. So let's do the first one together. Me and you. Let's do it. Number 2, I would like my apartment more. G. What is G? If it were on the top floor. Very good. Number 3. Luke would be able to get a job in Tokyo. C. If he could speak better Japanese. Number 4. If my sister didn't work so hard. A. She could spend more time with her children. Very good. Next one. If we bought a bigger house in the suburbs. H. We'd be able to have a dog. All right. Next one, number 6, if they could live anywhere they wanted to. B. They would move to California. All right. Next one, we'd have more privacy. E. If we didn't have to share an apartment. And I wouldn't want to live in New York City. F. Unless I earned a lot of money. Well done. This is a very good start for you. But we're not done yet. Follow me. Now, as for the next one, this is your gig, your turn. I need you to complete the sentences with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. Use the second conditional. All right? For example, look here. We have, paint. If I had more time, I would paint my room myself. So this is about an imaginary situation, a hypothetical situation. It's not real. That's the difference between the first conditional and the second conditional. You remember, you're smart. Now, as always, I want you to do it yourself. Take your time, stop the video, don't ask for help, all right? Rely on yourself, all right? Take your time, do it. Very good. If you have done it, I need you to check with your friends, all right? Check your answers, compare your answers, learn from each other. And now, let's do it with me. Number 2, Lucy's room would be better organized if she cleaned it more often, or some people say often, but often is more common. Number 3, I wouldn't take my car to work if I didn't have a parking space, all right? Number 4, it's a question. Would you keep your job if you won a lot of money? Number 5, Jack wouldn't call his mother every day if he had a girlfriend. Funny. Number 6, we wouldn't eat out so often if our stove wasn't broken or weren't broken. But I think wasn't is better. Why weren't? I don't know. These are book answers. Number 7, if I had a big argument with my neighbors because of a problem, I wouldn't move away. Number 8, if our house wasn't so small, you could all stay the night. Number 9, it's a question again. Would you wake up if you didn't set your alarm? And the last one, if we had another bathroom, there wouldn't be a line for the shower. And that's all there is to it for grammar. You did great. All the way to part 2. Pronunciation, sentence, stress. Everyone, listen and complete the sentences. Let's go.
File 7B. Pronunciation. A. 1.
If I exercised more, I'd be a lot healthier.
2.
I'd grow my own vegetables if I had a garden.
3.
Would you buy a house if you had enough money?
4,
If it were my house, I would make the kitchen bigger.
5,
I wouldn't work so hard if I didn't have to pay so much rent.
Very good. These are the answers. You can rewind and listen multiple times to, get the accent. You can listen and repeat. Very good. Now, I need you to take your time and match the words with the same sounds. Everybody, pay attention. Same sounds. For example, cozy kitchen, right? Very good. Take your time. Do it. Do it. No rush. You can stop the video. Again, listen and check.
File 7B, pronunciation D. 1, cozy, kitchen. 2,
Ceiling, basement,
3, town, ground. 4,
country, suburb,
5, spacious, shower. 6,
balcony, walkway.
And that's all there is to it for part 2. Brilliant. Congratulations. You made it so far. Part 3. Vocabulary. Houses. Let's do the first exercise together. Me and you. All right? I need you to complete the sentences with in or on. I repeat, in or on, and a phrase from the box. All right? For example, the 4th floor, the west coast, the outskirts, the woods, a suburb. For example, number 1, we're looking at apartments outside of the city. We want to live in a suburb. In plus a phrase. All right? Very good. Let's do it together. Sarah bought a small cabin in the woods because she loves looking at the birds and trees. Number 3, here's your key. Your room is on the 4th floor. For the floors, we use on. On the 1st floor, on the 2nd floor, on the 3rd floor, on the 4th floor. All right? Number 4, I'd love to live by the ocean, maybe on the west coast. And the last one, Chris lives on the outskirts of the city, so he has to commute downtown every day. Commuting, taking the bus, taking the subway to work or to your school. All right, very good. I helped you in the start, but the rest is your challenge. Let's go. And now, do you remember the advertisements, the ads for the houses? We did 2. One of them was about Thailand, the other one, I think it was about Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken. Very good. Now, I need you to take your time and complete the ads. All right? For example, the first part of each word is given. For example, M is for modern. This modern apartment is on the, all right? The rest is yours. I need you to take your time, stop the video, and do it yourself. Remember, this is your challenge. Very good. Now, if you have done it, check your answers with your friends. Compare your answers. Well done. Now it's my turn. Let's do it together, shall we? All right. This modern apartment is on the 3rd floor of a building with magnificent views of the Charles River. It has 3 bedrooms, a bathroom, and a large, spacious kitchen. Spacious, very big. The living room has a wood floor, all right? And there is carpet in all the bedrooms. There is a large balcony outside the living room with space for a table, chairs, and plants. There is a garage in the basement with rooms for 2 cars. All right. Next one. This old-fashioned cabin is situated on a quiet mountain road. It has a kitchen, living room, and 2 small but cozy bedrooms. All the rooms have low ceilings and the walls are made of logs. There is a fireplace in the living room, but the house also has central heat. There is a small deck on the side of the house with a pretty view of the mountains. Several beautiful stone steps lead to the front entrance of the house. Well done. Maybe one day you have to write the advertisement of your own house. We'll see. My smart friends, this is part 4, listening. And you can see my headphones because we're going to listen. Now, you're going to listen to a guide giving a tour of Elvis Presley's home. Yeah, you heard it right. Elvis Presley. He was very famous. Jailhouse Rock. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Yeah? All right. I don't have the voice, so pardon my French. So Elvis Presley's home, Graceland. Number the places and parts of the house in order you hear about them. Okay? For example, first they start talking about the front door. That's number 1. Listen and number. Let's do it.
File 7B. Listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? Thank you and welcome to Graceland, the home of music star Elvis Presley. We start our tour here at the front door of this impressive home. This is the perfect place to look closely at the outside of the house. It was built in the early part of the 20th century in a style that was popular at the time. The outside walls of the house are made of stone and wood, and the house has 2 floors as well as a basement. This house was Elvis's home from 1957 until 1977 when he died, which means he spent most of his adulthood here. He got married in 1967, and his wife, Priscilla, came to live with him here after they got married. Their only daughter, Lisa Marie, was born here. So you see, this house played an extremely important role in Elvis's life. Now, as you're walking through the house, I'd like you to pay special attention to how different rooms are decorated. One room is decorated to look like a jungle, with green rugs, plants of all kinds, and animal print decorations. Another room, the TV room, was one of the first home theaters in the U.S. Elvis placed 3 TVs side by side on a wall. On Sundays, he could watch 3 different football games at the same time.
Must be nice. Right?
Okay, if you'll come this way, we'll start on the first floor, and the first room we're going to visit is the dining room. Are you all in? Well, this is the dining room where Elvis enjoyed meals with his guests. The large dining room table could seat about 12 people. The beautiful light hanging over the table is made of Italian glass. Elvis didn't usually wake up until 4 in the afternoon.
Whoa.
So the dinner parties didn't start until 10 at night. His full-time cooks made old-fashioned Southern food for the dinner parties. And when he wanted a snack, his cooks made him his favorite peanut butter, banana, and bacon sandwiches. Which were probably the reason he gained weight as he got older. The dining room was also used by Elvis as a place to play card games with his friends. Now, we're going to walk across the hall to the living room, and then we'll head to the music room right behind it. Please follow me. The centerpiece of the living room is a 14-foot-long white leather couch and 10-foot-long coffee table. Quite impressive. The room has a wall covered in mirrors and is decorated in gold, blue, and white. If you look over here, you'll see a pair of stained glass birds that lead into the music room. It was in this room that Elvis and his friends spent hours together creating and playing music. When you're ready, we'll continue with our tour of the first floor and visit the kitchen and Elvis's parents' room, where his father had a swimming pool installed in his bedroom, along with a jukebox next to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was very impressive. My friends, check your answers with your partner or the one who's learning with you, your friends. Very good. Now, these are the answers. Yeah, the walls, number 2. Basement, number 3. Number 4 is the TV room. Number 5, dining room. Number 6, the living room. And number 7, the music room. Okay. Now, I need you to listen one more time. It's going to take some time. And answer the questions. For example, when was the house built? In the early 20th century. Okay? Again, this is your turn.
File 7B. Listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? Thank you and welcome to Graceland, the home of music star Elvis Presley. We start our tour here at the front door of this impressive home. This is the perfect place to look closely at the outside of the house. It was built in the early part of the 20th century in a style that was popular at the time. The outside walls of the house are made of stone and wood, and the house has 2 floors as well as a basement. This house was Elvis's home from 1957 until 1977 when he died, which means he spent most of his adulthood here. He got married in 1967, and his wife, Priscilla, came to live with him here after they got married. Their only daughter, Lisa Marie, was born here. So you see, this house played an extremely important role in Elvis's life. Now, as you're walking through the house, I'd like you to pay special attention to how different rooms are decorated. One room is decorated to look like a jungle, with green rugs, plants of all kinds, and animal print decorations. Another room, the TV room, was one of the first home theaters in the U.S. Elvis placed 3 TVs side by side on a wall. On Sundays, he could watch 3 different football games at the same time.
Whoa, this was nice. Right?
Okay, if you'll come this way, we'll start on the first floor, and the first room we're going to visit is the dining room. Are you all in? Well, this is the dining room where Elvis enjoyed meals with his guests. The large dining room table could seat about 12 people. The beautiful light hanging over the table is made of Italian glass. Elvis didn't usually wake up until 4 in the afternoon.
Whoa.
So the dinner parties didn't start until 10 at night. His full-time cooks made old-fashioned Southern food for the dinner parties. And when he wanted a snack, his cooks made him his favorite peanut butter, banana, and bacon sandwiches. Which were probably the reason he gained weight as he got older. The dining room was also used by Elvis as a place to play card games with his friends. Now, we're going to walk across the hall to the living room, and then we'll head to the music room right behind it. Please follow me. The centerpiece of the living room is a 14-foot-long white leather couch and 10-foot-long coffee table. Quite impressive. The room has a wall covered in mirrors and is decorated in gold, blue, and white. If you look over here, you'll see a pair of stained glass birds that lead into the music room. It was in this room that Elvis and his friends spent hours together creating and playing music. When you're ready, we'll continue with our tour of the first floor and visit the kitchen and Elvis's parents' room, where his father had a swimming pool installed in his bedroom, along with a jukebox next to it.
That's awesome.
All right, very good. You know the drill. Compare your answers with your friends. Very good. So number 2, how long did Elvis Presley live in Graceland? 20 years. That's a very long time. When did he get married? In 1967. How many children did he have? 1. Number 5. How many TVs did Elvis Presley have in the TV room? 3. And he would watch football, right? 3 games at the same time. Number 6. At what time did Elvis Presley usually wake up? 4 p.m. Number 7. Other than eating meals, what did Elvis Presley like to do in the dining room? Play cards with his friends. And number 8. On what floor did Elvis Presley's parents have a room? The first floor. Everyone, you did great. Brilliant. And part 5. This is the last part for today's session. A. Read the article once. Take your time, read it, and choose the best title for it. We have 3. Number 1, top tips on buying a new house. Number 2, finding out where you really live. Number 3, the most interesting houses to visit in London. This is your turn. I'll wait.
A few minutes later.
All right, so which one is the best title for this article? All right, this is the answer. Yeah, number 2, finding out where you really live. But we're not done. Everyone, there are some headings here. Yeah. Match the headings with the paragraphs in the article. There are 2 extra headings that you do not need to use. For example, D. The first one is D. What does a house historian do? All right. Number 1. Again, this is your gig. Do it yourself.
A few moments later.
All right, you're back. Let's read it together. Are you interested in the history of your house? If you are, then you might want to get in touch with a house historian. A house historian's job is to find out what has happened to a particular house in the past, then try to discover who built the house, who has lived in the building since it was built, and what was on the site of the building before. Their research can uncover all kinds of interesting information. Okay, so we did the first one. Number 2, what is the heading? F. What has one house historian discovered? Okay, let's see. We have spoken to house historian Tracy Collins, who told us some of her stories. One of the houses she had to research was an apartment at 200 Oxford Street in London. She discovered that the author George Orwell had once stayed with the owners of the apartment. He had slept in the smallest bedroom in the apartment, which was very dark. Later, when he wrote his novel, 1984, he used the room as the inspiration for the famous Room 101. On another occasion, she was looking into the story of an apartment building in Orchard Court, also in London. She found out that the apartment had been used by spies during the World War II. First of all, the spies were invited to the building for a job interview. If they were successful, they took a training course. After the course, they returned to the apartment for their instructions. Then they were sent on a mission, but Tracy's third story is even more dramatic. When she was investigating a house in another part of London, she discovered that a murder had happened there. A murder. Nice. That's very odd. Number 3, the answer is A. What was there before? However, house historians do not only focus on one particular house. They also find out about the area where the house was built. Some areas are completely different now than they were in the past. One example is an area in central London called Belgravia. Today, it is one of the richest neighborhoods in the world. But in the early 19th century, it was a poorer area. People used to go there during the day to hang their laundry or to collect plants for food. At night, many people would avoid the area because it was full of criminals. All right? And the last one, number 4, C. How can you do it yourself? All right? If you can afford to pay a professional to research the history of your house, you can try to research the past yourself. The best place to start is to find all the official documents belonging to your house. These should give you some idea of who the previous owners were. After that, you should go to the office that has the official documents of your area. Some of these go back hundreds of years. You may not find out anything particularly interesting about your house, but you'll definitely enjoy the search. Well done, you did great. But again, there are some highlighted words like hang, previous, go back, right? I need you to first search them in your Google Translate or dictionary. After that, use the highlighted words and fill in the blanks. For example, the police are looking into a robbery at the school. Again, this is your gig, and this is the last exercise for today that I want from you.
Tomorrow.
Okay, again, check with your friends first. My turn. Number 2, I'm going to research my family history. Number 3, some of the houses in this town go back to the 17th century. Number 4, I didn't paint my living room. It was done by the previous owner of the house. Number 5, when the washing machine finishes, can you hang the clothes to dry, please? And the last one, you should always read the instructions before you try to build a bookcase. And that's all there is to it for today. Some words to remember before we close this session. Bookcase, bookcase, property, property, tower, tower, hang, hang, hang a picture, overlook, overlook, overlook something, remain, remain, settle, settle, settle in a village, plain, plain, peace and quiet, peace and quiet, turn into, turn into. My friends, try to make sentences with these words and then compare your sentences with your friends. You did great. Another practice done. Everybody, first of all, I apologize for uploading with a delay. I was moving my house to a better area. So it took, I think, 4 or 5 days of mine. Thank you for being patient. I will try to upload as long as I live. Everyone, practice on a daily basis. I've got your back. You have my Instagram as well. You can follow me over there. You can ask any question that you need. I will answer as soon as possible. And make sure to like and subscribe if you find it useful. Everyone, remember, only you can make a difference. You can level up. No one's gonna help you in this world. Yes, I help you, but the one who's in charge is you. Make it your best version. Bye-bye.